bringing it up and bringing it forward and making us all aware that they can impeach these guys, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they don't want to talk about it, but that's one of the powers of Congress. The president gets to appoint a lot of these judges, and the check and balance is Congress can impeach them. But I mean,
Hmm.
this is dereliction, and it's not like it's unfounded. This is dereliction of duty. Or look at some of these judges where they're soft on crime. They've released numerous criminals. I mean, don't get me started with this guy that killed Arena Zarutska. You saw what happened there. They declared him not mentally competent to stand trial, so he's not going
Oh
to go
my
to jail.
God.
Yep. Stabbed her in the neck. He'd been in and out of jail. I don't remember 17 times, something like that. He'd been arrested for 40 something crimes previously. Even his mother and sister said this guy should not be out on the street. But they just declared him not mentally sound to stand
Was that
trial.
was that was that the moolie that stabbed her in the neck from the bus on the bus?
Yep, that's the guy. So he won't be doing any prison time. He's going to go
Mm.
to a mental health care facility for evaluation.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to mention we are talking about Little Palestine. You know who did the ribbon cutting there?
Was it Hamas?
No, Nikki Conforti.
You got to be kidding me.
I'm kidding.
Why am I not surprised?
Hey, voters, where's Al Jazeera?
They
Vote,
should have said
vote Nikki.
Allah Akbar and then blown the ribbon up instead.
Yeah, I forgot to throw that in there. I couldn't help myself. But yeah, I'm going to do everything to go after Sean Cassidy. I'm going to confront that guy like I have in the past. I'm going to go to his events. I'm going to call him out. I will not lift a finger for Nikki Conforti. She's such a scumbag to betray America by accepting an endorsement from this Muslim organization and especially allowing Al Jazeera to promote her little speech. She's a piece of shit, man.
I heard they had a huge crossover vote in her election anyway, that a lot of these Muslims went and registered as Republicans so they could vote in the primary and get her across the finish line and prevent Skylar from winning. I don't know if that's true or not, but
I would say it's probably true. I also talked to one of the candidates, and I've said this over and over in our show, right? That it didn't matter who wins our gubernatorial primary. It does not matter, right?
yeah.
Because Pritzker is not running for governor. He is running for president. And I said this before, I was being sarcastic with some truth behind it, is that if that fat piece of shit has to go out to everybody in the state of Illinois and pay them to vote for him to be governor, he would. Obviously,
Yep.
I'm little embellishing there, but he will pull out all the stops to pay off people, to promise the unions to do whatever, because if he doesn't win, he is not going. They're not going to take him seriously for governor, for president, right? There's no way. So I talked to one of the primary candidates who told me they heard that in advance that they were paying money for people to do crossovers to run to vote in our primary to vote for Darren.
I'm not surprised.
A lot of money. So I'm trying to validate, if this is true or not. I am not, to your point, I'm not surprised. I like Darren, nice man. Obviously, I like Aaron. And it didn't matter who won because whoever won our primary, because they're going to get crushed. They really are. They're going to get crushed.
I mean, that's the thing. I think the only one that had any chance was Hyder, and it's only he had deep pockets. He
Because
was
he
a
had
new
money.
face.
Yeah.
Well, he's a new face. He's somebody that's a prominent business owner. But yeah, you're right. Unfortunately, now I don't know what you do to save the People's Republic of Illinois, because it's only going to get worse, not better. And you guys lost several other good candidates due to shenanigans, not being put on ballots in entire counties. It happened to at least 3 people. You had other ones that were left off on specific precincts. One of them managed to sneak through, but the other 3 all lost their races. And the state GOP doesn't want to do anything about it. Like, oh, sorry guys, somebody messed up. I guess it was just a mistake. Golly gee willikers. They're not going to fight it. They're not going to do anything about it. When in reality, it was a rigged race, but they got their rhino through, so that means they can just hand the seat back to the Democrats like they wanted to begin with.
Yeah. We're fucked. We have no GOP. We have no Republican Party. We have no infrastructure. We have no funding. Kathy Salvi, you suck. You're a nice Catholic lady. You suck. You're a joke. You have no balls, no conviction, no strategy, no vision. You have no assets that you bring to the role of being the chairman of the Illinois GOP. You've got nothing, absolutely nothing. And if you were a stand-up person, a stand-up woman, you would step down. right? If you're a true Republican that loved the Republican Party, the values, and what we need to do to fight, you would step down instead of staying in this position, which you suck at. You can't, I mean, we are better off not having anybody in that position because we're the laughing stock of the entire state. I mean, sorry, the entire country. The Republic, we are the worst GOP in the country. And if we didn't have a leader, at least we'd have an excuse to say, wow, we're still looking for a leader. No, we got a leader now. And it's like you got to work harder to fuck up this Republican Party in Illinois than you need to work to make it successful. This woman has not, she brings nothing to the table. Nothing.
Yeah, you guys need a killer there right now. You need a headhunter, somebody that's really willing to go out and fight, to press lawsuits against our enemy, to find real candidates that will actually try to win in their district, people that are hungry, that want to change, that want to save the state, because the clock's ticking and there ain't much time left for all you in Illinois. You've already seen what happened to your property taxes, everything else, the businesses and the people all leaving your state. There's going to be nothing there. It's going to be a post-apocalyptic wasteland in another 5 years because you guys can't operate, can't get your shit together, and are not willing to actually fight and save your state. You're not willing to go out. I don't know if you guys don't realize what's on the line. You think it's going to get better. Things are going to calm down. It isn't.
No.
It's going to be a war
Yeah.
zone there.
Yeah. Yeah. So another thing Pritzker signed today is that illegals, so you know they can get money for scholarships, right? Today he signed that all the illegals in the state of Illinois will pay as if they're residents of the state of Illinois. The ones that have to pay, outside the ones that we're funding. Is that not a
Yeah.
slap in the face?
Oh, I'm sure he's trying to get them free grants and everything else too. You know, they just haven't got that far yet.
No, he is. No, no, that's separate. That's two different things. So if you don't get the free handout to go to school, you'll pay the same as if you lived here, even though you're from Venezuela.
Good job, guys. It's your tax dollars at work. This is why you guys have a $400 billion deficit on unfunded liabilities. If you were a cop or a firefighter or whatever up there, you can pretty much forget about your pension.
What else we got here, man?
Well, the national RNC isn't much better. Rhino Rep Maria Salazar's mass amnesty bill will allow illegal aliens deported under President Trump since 2017 to flood back into the U.S. And there's 19 Republicans, or as I like to call them, undocumented Democrats in the House that have already are backing this bill with her.
No way. Do you know who? I mean, can you pull up their names? We got to fucking expose that.
I can. Give me a second.
19 Republicans are supporting that.
Yep.
And then if they think about it, if they do that, Mike, if they allow that to happen, they're going to say there's going to be an admission of guilt and it shouldn't happen. And to your point, like some form of reparations or something. Oh, you shouldn't have deported us. You separated us from us families. Oh, all this, you got to pay us, our children, the money lost, the education, all this bullshit. Are you kidding me?
Nope. And now here's your 19. Maria Elvira Salazar, rep from Florida. Michael Lawler, rep from New York. David Valadao, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong.
These are Republicans.
Allegedly. Dan Newhouse, Washington. Mike Kelly, Pennsylvania. Brian Fitzpatrick, Pennsylvania. Gabe Evans, Colorado. Marlon Stutzman, Indiana. Don Bacon, Nebraska. Young Kim, California. Mario Diaz Ballard, Florida. James Bard, Indiana. Lloyd Smucker, Pennsylvania. Kimberly King Hines, Northern Mariana Islands. Well, that's not a real place anyway. That's a territory.
The fuck is that? Yeah.
It's a U.S. territory. A rep from Guam, James Moylan. So that doesn't count either. Monica De La Cruz, that's that dingbat in Texas down to the border. I think she's going down in this next election anyway. Nick LaLota, Neil Dunn. I'm sorry, Nick LaLota's New York, Neil Dunn's Florida again. Jennifer Kiggins,
disgusting.
Virginia, and Zachary Nunn, Iowa. How do you guys have somebody from like Iowa or Florida voting for this? I don't understand it, because like, even with the Hispanic community in Florida, they're not for amnesty. Like I lived there for 5 years. The people from Puerto Rico are already U.S. citizens. They're born in America. They're born in Puerto Rico. It's a territory. They don't want mass amnesty. And then the Cubans don't either. You know, they get asylum. It's the wet foot, dry foot policy. It's still in effect. You make it to dry land from Cuba, you're allowed to file for asylum. But they're not interested in bringing up, all of Mexico and South America into the country, all these communists and socialists from down there, because they don't want us to turn into what they fled from.
Yeah, yeah. Wow, we got to do a show on that as well. Those people need to be called out, man. Oh my God, that's crazy.
Every one of them should be primaried, and a lot of these there's still a chance to. Florida hasn't had their elections yet, neither has Iowa, so we got to get people to unseat any one of them. I think the lady from Texas is the only one I think that's safe, but I hear she's going to get killed in a race anyway. So
Yeah. Wow. All right, what else we got here? I'm tired, man. Sorry, folks.
I don't blame you. I don't know. Let me pull up what I got up here next. Oh yeah, promised you guys this. Guys, the new acronyms just dropped. Far left Canadian MP introduces insane 15-letter acronym and tirade at Prime Minister Mark Carney, and I've got this video. And I had to go look up what some of these meant. So here I'm going to play this, and then.
When the budget was released, I was shocked to find out that Prime Minister Carney is cutting $7 billion between Indigenous Services Canada and Crown Indigenous Relations. They provided $0 to deal with the ongoing genocide of MMIW G2S LGBTQIA+. This is abhorrent. This is callous. This is callous because the very Liberal government that has stripped organizations of life-sustaining funding has now committed $13 billion. $13 billion on military spending. Who is paying for it? Indigenous women across this country, Indigenous women, girls to us, LGBTQIA+, are not safe. In fact, rates of violence are increasing. And what is the Prime Minister doing? He is turning a blind eye on this violence. You know, the Prime Minister...
Yeah, that's enough from her. They didn't get their $7 billion.
Oh my God, that's crazy. MMIWGTS G2S LGBTQIA plus. That's the new gay LGBTQ acronym.
Yep.
Oh my God. They're saying the death rate and suicide. I mean, you know why? Because they're crazy. First of all, and a lot of them are like hookers and prostitutes and drug addicts and stuff. There's people not going out hunting them because they're like that. Now, if anything, they're pissing people off by forcing the shit down our kids' throats. That could create people to be angry like myself, but that doesn't mean they're going to go out and harm them.
Well, the transvestites are mostly killing each other, especially the women pretending to be mean men. Apparently, they like to cheat on each other. And then there's a lot of huge problems with domestic violence in the trans community. But you're not supposed to talk about that, or the mental illness, or the 40% suicide rate. But you're not supposed to bring any of that up. You racist.
That's absurd. I mean, this world has fell off a cliff, man.
Well, I still haven't figured out what some of those letters mean, but guess who they did do it? I mean, I guess at least it puts most of the mentally ill people in one place, except for, the actual schizophrenics and stuff like that. But guess who else is now included in this? One of the M's stands for murder victims. Something else in there stands for people that are genocided. I guess if you're murdered, now you're gay or whatever.
I thought one of the M's stood for Max Rice.
Yeah, probably they gave him his own special category. They probably should.
Yeah. Wow. Well, I want to do a shout out to my friend Jeff Tischhauser, Tavern Style, Raven Gary. I know you got an attorney coming up. I hope you don't do any time for this solve, but I just want to thank you guys for helping to promote me and get me in the Southern Poverty Law Center, reach out to the media. I love all that stuff. You guys are really, really, really helping me move my profile up in the mega space. So I want to thank you and keep doing it because it's helping me.
True. Yeah, I mean, I don't think these idiots realize, any promotion is still good promotion, especially when you're getting called out for this kind of stuff. It just gives you the bona fides we're all after.
It is. It's a compliment. So thank you. Well, close us out. We will, once I get settled in, you guys, we're going to get some more. We'll have more big guests on here. Oh, and then I'm going to start doing I got 3 long form interviews I'll be doing. I'll be announcing soon, talking about my crazy, my crazy chapters of my life of crime, my life in corporate America, my life in politics, and what we're doing. And the craziest part of those 3 chapters of my life is the politics have the biggest, sleaziest, lying, most corrupt, dirtiest people in the world amongst all 3 of them. Really,
Yeah,
I'm serious.
the biggest scumbags with the least integrity are all in politics. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, and my friend John Kappas, we'll have him back on. There's going to be a series coming out on his book on Netflix, and so once I get mine together, we will we're gonna turn that into something as well. So just got a lot of work ahead of me.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining us tonight. Please like, share, and subscribe. Help us to grow so we can bring more people the news the mainstream media doesn't want you to hear.